like we already got some homies in here. Wow, Susie's here. Susie, she says, Diamond, welcome. Tara has super chat and super stickers and PayPal towards the end. Excellent. Hey, Liesel, how are you? Oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys, like when I had the red hair, well, you guys know I like to play with my wigs, and I think that my red haired wig is probably one of my favorites. And I have actually dyed my hair that color red before, back when I was like 26 or something. I thought it was super cool. Just hard to maintain because my hair's so dark, but one of my faves. Diamond, hey, hey. Diamond's been trying to set up PayPal. Is there another way that I could set up payment? Let's see. Through my website too. You could pay through the website if you wanted to do like off camera. I have one card readings that are on my website if you wanted to go check it out and you didn't want to like a full-on huge reading, you know, because I usually just kind of do the one card or the one card channeled here. So you could do that on the website too, so that you didn't have to wait for the live chat if you wanted a reading. So that's always an option. And the website is down below. It's kittensweightsandtarot.com. All right, so yay, nice to see you guys. So okay, this morning has been interesting. I will say that it's very hard to see the camera right now because I'm seeing double in my left eye, and that happens when I have like an intense channeling. And James and I were in some deep channeling mode while we were still laying in bed. A lot of revelations and things, and yeah, I was probably doing that for about an hour and a half or so, and then I was like, when we were all done, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta do my live chat. And he's like, well, good luck with that. He said, if you're late to your chat, just kind of let them know you were kind of in some deep business. I was like, okay. So yeah, you guys, you know that I'd never really be late to this chat, and like, unless there was some deep stuff going on, and boy, there was some stuff. So I feel that comfortably I could probably only share a few pieces here on the internet. Like maybe to some of you guys on like an individual basis, I wouldn't mind chatting with you, like texting with you and stuff like that, some, you know, my friends and everything. But yeah, I feel like today's live chat, I'm going to do a lot of the same, some of the things that I normally do with my weekly reading, because I know a lot of people come here for that weekly reading, so I don't want to disappoint in that. But also, I feel like I have to share a few things. Like I said, I can't share everything because also YouTube is a monitored platform. And although I know that they've probably already shadow banned me and stuff like that, I feel like some things you really can't say on the internet. So I'll just share some of it. Okay. In the meantime, I have some tea brewing right now, some black tea actually, which I normally don't drink black tea. I'm more of an herbal tea kind of lady, but I wanted to utilize black tea leaf. So, and actually talk about that for our herb, and it's English breakfast tea. So I don't know how many of you like to have to yourself some English breakfast tea, but I have to have some on hand because James's dad is from Devon. He's a Devon man, and he drinks tea. He's a hardcore tea drinker. Like, I thought I drank tea hardcore. I've never tried to keep up with an Englishman before. And it's like, is it tea time? Is it tea time? Is it tea time? I'm like, dude, we just had tea like an hour ago. So, all right. Okay, let's see. Let's go back here. Lisa said channeling can be intense. Dude, you know it. Yay, Silver Star. Hey, how are you? What is up? And actually, Liesel, James and I were watching your most recent video, you know, that you've put out on your channel, which, hey, you guys need to subscribe to Liesel's channel. So Susie or Lisa, I don't know if, or Silver Star, if you guys want to put her channel link there, you guys subscribe. She's just got a couple of videos out now, but it's her one-string cigar box guitars, which I think are amazing. James is like, how does she get all that sound out of one string? I'm like, because she's awesome. But anyway, I think it's great. And by the way, since James is always so interested in accents and languages, especially when it comes from England, because his dad's from Devon, he wants to know what county you're from because he found your accent to be very fascinating. I was like, dude, yeah, I like the way Liesl talks. That's super cool. Lisa said, Devon is beautiful. Yeah, I'm English, as you know, gallons of tea. All right, so Silverstar has put the link to Liesl's channel if you guys want to check it out. All right, so yeah, like I said, there's some tea going. I don't know if it's actually bubbling right now. It might be. So I might have to take the kettle off real quick. But also I have a little muffin to eat with you guys because I haven't ate breakfast this morning because hence I was in the intense channeling. So I haven't like, I was like in a whirlwind just trying to get dressed and ready for the live chat. I'm like, I can only see out of one eye because I'm like in double in this eye. And I'm just like, whoa, whoa. I'm like, I gotta make some tea because the tea is also gonna ground me, which is also why I'm having black tea because I find black tea to be very, very grounding because I've been so up in the ethers and so woo-woo. Like right now, I need to come back. And I do apologize if my energy is very frantic right now. It's just because I just came out of channeling. So yeah, so I just kind of threw on whatevs. But yeah, I have a little muffin waiting for me. I made pumpkin chocolate chip muffins the other night, and I think I've struck gold. It is delicious. They are so delicious. Let's see. Oh, Silverstar also subscribed. Yay. Okay, Lisa said, James, you're welcome. I'm from Buckinghamshire, just north of London. All right, I will let him know. All right, Buckinghamshire. Excellent. Okay, you know what? Maybe you guys can come with me. We're gonna go pour some tea. So again, apologies, but the RV is rather tiny, so if it appears that there's a lot of crampedness in here. Okay, we're gonna take that off, and let's not burn myself. Let's put the L camera right here. All right. Oh wow, you get a lovely view of the trash. Let's not look at the trash. Let's go down, 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 down. There we go. Look at some tea. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Nice hot tea. It's actually not that cold today, you guys. It's super windy outside, which is why I can't do my live chat outside right now, because you guys would never hear me and probably we'd end up blowing away in the wind. But the winds are beneficial because they're blowing away a potential storm that was coming. So here we go. Got ourselves a nice steamy brew right there. Some English breakfast tea. By the way, well, I guess I can't pull it out, but I use Twinings. And I'm going to have one of my little muffins that I made. So this is pumpkin chocolate chip muffins. So good. So, okay, let's head back. I'm going to put this over here. And let's grab the microphone and the camera tripod. Okay. Let me just move this back up again. There we go. Just like that. Marvelous. Okay. Setting you guys back down. Gonna grab my cuppa and my little muffin. All right. My little muffin to hang out with my little muffins. Okay. There we go. There we go. And we're back in business. Let's see. Let's go back here. Susie was saying that she loves London. She went there a long time ago. Very cool. Liesl has also lived in South London for a bit. And yes, busting out the kitchen witchery. All right. So let's start off with casting our circle. So let's make sure that everything that we do today is for our best and highest good, high vibe. We're getting clear messages, messages of truth, that no deception is in what we're saying today, because remember, this involves all of you guys. It's why we do a live chat and it's not just a pre-recorded video, is because you guys are involved, you guys are channelers, you guys are tarot readers, you guys are metaphysicians, you guys are astrologists. You guys have a lot to share, and I want you guys to be able to share your energy as well, so we can make this an awesome chat. All right. I don't think that I can drink this yet. It seems to be scalding hot. So, okay, so starting off with just casting our circle, calling in the elements. That's what I like to do, and feeling even more elemental, I guess, as we get closer to Imbolc. So those of you that are my pagan homies out there and my green witches out there that like to celebrate the wheel of the year, we are going into Imbolc. So it is that halfway point between winter and spring. So spring cometh, and as we can see, things are starting to come to a little bit more life. I can already see Imbolc out here. And by the way, not everybody's seasons look exactly the same, of course. We all live in different parts of the world. So celebrate the season as it looks in your region. You know, for some people, it looks like the snow is melting. For some people, it's just a lot less hot, you know. For some people, it's less humid, you know, wherever it is that they live. And for us, our temperatures are going back up into the 40s, so no longer freezing. And by early February, we should be back up into the 50s, which is nice and warm. So we still have a teensy bit of snow on the ground, as you guys can see back there, but it is melting. The blue jays were out singing yesterday, tons of sparrows and finches, like the birds were just having a good time. So we actually made a channeling video yesterday, and a little walkabout, so you guys will see that tomorrow and Tuesday. So stay tuned. And we have actually, with all this spring cometh kind of vibes, there's something special that is going to come out on my YouTube channel soon. It's going to be one video for now. We'll see if we'll make more in the future, but I don't want to give away too much yet. But many of the people who are in the chat right now, I won't mention names, are going to be a part of the thing that I'm doing, and I am so grateful and amazed that something like this can come together. I'm already putting down my questions that I'm going to ask in this particular thing that I'm doing. So that's just like my little teaser, that there are people in the chat now that are going to be doing something with me, and we're going to do something very eye-opening together. So I'll just say that, where everybody's going to be able to share their gifts, their knowledge, their stories. So stay tuned. But that's kind of like Imbolc vibes to me. Okay, let's see. Let's go back here. Susie said, yes, in 2005, I was in England for 3 weeks. I will go back sometime. Excellent. Very cool. Dana, hey, how are you? Says, I'm so happy I caught the live. Hi, beautiful souls. So awesome. Glad to see you here. Silver Star says, I'm so excited for Imbolc. Brigitte, some people call it Brigitte and Bridget Day. Whoop, whoop. Gonna be making stuff. Same here. Same here. Lisa said, the weather has gotten a lot milder here in southern England as well. 1717 here, my regular number. Dude, that was my channeling earlier too. The ones and the sevens, 777, 117. I'll talk a little bit about it. We'll see. Okay. So let's cast that circle. So you guys, let's go ahead and ground ourselves. We need it, or at least I do. Let's really ground ourselves. So I'm just imagining my energetic roots going down into the earth. And I'm calling upon the element of wind, which maybe you can kind of hear it in the background, but it's kind of rocking this RV a little bit, a little 40-mile-an-hour winds going on there. But the winds are good because the winds help to clear away. In fact, in our forecast, we were meant to have a storm for a couple of days. We're supposed to have just a little bit left of a winter storm, and these winds have blown that off the forecast. And so clearing away what no longer serves us, clearing away the old, you know, what a great metaphor that is, clearing away the winter, you know, to make way for the new, for spring. And so we call in the element of wind. And then with that, we also call in the element of water, just like I have here in my tea mug. So the element of water helping to wash away. We know that the water can be a powerful force. It's so powerful, in fact, that over time it helps to shape rocks that we think, mountains that we think that are stable and strong and immovable. Well, wind can change their shape. Water can move them and change their shape. So water also very powerful. We give thanks to water. Also, it's what our bodies are made up of. We're made up of over 70% water, plus the earth. Water, water is very important. It's our life force energy. And then we like to call upon the element of fire. And here we have fire in this lovely red candle here. Actually, this is my Santa Muerte candle. And we know that fire helps to burn away things that no longer serve our highest good. And so, oftentimes, sometimes things will get burned down so that we can build something up that is new, something from the ashes, so that we could rise like the phoenix. So we call in that lovely element of fire. And with that, we also call in the element of earth. And actually right in front of me, I have some of James's crystals, which is the reason they're here is because of the big channeling I was doing. But this is chlorite quartz. So you see the green on here, this is actually chlorite, and it's really good for, heart, also really good for nature, connecting to fairies, the fae folk, elementals, things like that. But I'll tell you a little bit something else that maybe they could be used for. But I have a few pieces here that I'm borrowing from James, and I'm going to use that for our earth element. Hey Edgar, how are you? And so let's actually use this little crystal here. It's got a little point to it. And I'm going to use this as my little laser pointer. And we're going to call in our elementals of the north to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the east to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the south to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the west to help us to cast our circle today. Our circle is cast, let our work begin, and so it is. All right, homies. Let's see, everybody's saying hello. Silver Star, oh yes, the 177-711-1717 numbers. Dude, anybody else like rocking those numbers? Lots of sevens. Hey Diamond, how are you? A lot of people coming in saying hello. Yes, and so it is. Okay, so starting off with the very first thing, let's go into the Mayan date today. So if you're wondering why I go into the Mayan date, it's because I'm a Mayan astrologist. Susie is actually one of our great Western astrologers, and I know a lot of you practice astrology of all different types of origins, and I think that the more astrologies we can learn, the more we can see how connected they are, that all these vastly different belief systems and points of view and people and languages can come together and almost speak the same cosmotic language, which I think is really cool. And so even though, Mayan astrology might be more akin to, I guess more Ayurvedic astrology, it's not exactly the same, but very similar. And there are similar aspects in Western astrology and Eastern astrology and all the different astrologies that are out there. But today in Mayan astrology, today is 3/20. And actually, our Lunar New Year is coming up in a couple of weeks, actually, for the Maya. So in Guatemala, there's going to be some big celebrations going on because they do believe that the center of the earth, at least for their astrology, is kind of right there, down in there in Guatemala. So that is coming up, and it's based off of the Tolkien calendar, 260-day calendar, which more closely aligns with the orbit of Venus, actually. So Venus played a very important role. And with 3/20, Chuen is the Nahual of the artist. It is the spirit of the artist. So it's all about creativity, but it's also the cord that connects us all, And so when we think of art, we think of us being able to tap into the collective consciousness and also higher dimensions in order to bring that into a creative form, whether it's through music, Liesl playing her guitars out there, whether it's through singing, whether it's through creating art through mathematics, or maybe making art through videos. However you make your art, it's that tapping into that string that connects us all, that infinite string that connects each and every being. And so that is the energy of today. But also the number 3 is sometimes considered a difficult number. It's considered a connection to the 3 hearthstones of the original creation of the earth. And when creating something as massive, let's say earth, you're going to run into some problems here and there, but that just makes you or forces you to get more creative. Well, luckily, we have the day sign of creativity to help us to get through today. And we started this Tresena actually with Moloch. And Moloch is actually James's day sign, and it's the Nahual of fire and water. It's our karmic debt. It's being able to look into our shadows and to burn them away and to wash them away with that fire and water, being able to heal them, to transmute them, not to forget them, not to block it out, not to repress it, but to actually bring it to the surface, as uncomfortable as it may be, and allow ourselves to heal. And so we have that kind of riding all throughout the week. And so today, if you find today to be somewhat difficult, like perhaps your shadows may be coming up, maybe some things that have already been lingering there are coming up for you, use this day to not only tap into the collective consciousness of Chuen and into the creativity of Chuen, but also utilizing that number 3, saying, hey, I understand there's a blockage here. Help me, Moloch. Help me, day sign of the week, to help me get through this, the fire and the water. So very poignant. I think that's awesome as we get closer to Imbolc, which is going to be on the 2nd of February and actually coinciding with Groundhog Day, actually. So yeah, let's bring in some of that healing, cleansing energy as we go into a new phase in our wheel of the year. All right, so let's go back here. Just looking at your comments. Edgar wishing everybody a good morning. Susie said Tara has an awesome class on Mayan astrology. Hey, you guys could maybe go check it out. The Leon Mystery School link is down below. Yes, it does. It all works together. Diamond said my phone studied likes and dislikes, and it sent me to, oh wow, interesting. KWT, all my friends, is a Wiccan, and it's different. And I am a spirit app enthusiast and communicator. Very cool. I can dig it. And Lisa is like, Imbolc, yay. So Diamond is wondering what happened. Don't really know what happened with the guy that you're interested in. So yeah, like I said, I know that your PayPal is not working right now, but definitely through the website, which probably will work a lot better than just trying to do like a live chat, 1 card pull, at the end. I think it'll work better than what YouTube's got set up here. So that way you don't have any headaches, and you can get some insight into what it is you're trying to look into. Okay, so with that date, I also wanted to talk about the herb of the week, which I kind of already started talking about the herb of the week, and that is with our black tea here, my English breakfast tea. So I like to utilize black tea once in a while when I'm feeling much ungrounded, as I do feel that the black tea leaves help to, or actually they're technically not black, but it's considered black tea by the amount of caffeine it kind of has in it. So it has a little bit more caffeine in it, but it really does help to ground you. It is quite acidic, so if you feel like you're a little too one way and you need to bring yourself more alkaline, sometimes adding a little acidity, I can't even talk right now, acidicness into your diet sometimes can bring you into more of an alkaline. It's also really good for like roses and other plants that like a more acidic soil, you can take some of your black tea and actually turn it into their soil every once in a while. Not kill them with a bunch of black tea, but if you have a black tea bag here and there and just kind of turn it in the soil over time, it really does help plants like that. So it's really good for the earth. And also tea in general is meant to just kind of help calm you. And also if you got a little bit of puffiness, around your eyes, sometimes people like to put tea bags, over their eyes just to kind of help depuff things. So it's also an anti-inflammatory. So there's that. But like I said, in the more magical side, it helps to ground me and center me so that I'm ready for any magical workings or any channelings that I'm about to do. Or if I just did a bunch of spiritual stuff and I'm feeling woo, then tea is what's going to bring me back to planet Earth. Susie says, I buy it sometimes. I like a strong tea. Nice. Lisa said, I love China tea, like black tea with rose or lychee. Nice. Yes, rose, anything. Usually I like to put roses in my tea too. Edgar says that tea will have me jumping off the walls, low caffeine tolerance. Well, same for me, which is why I only have it once in a while, because I really can't take caffeine. But I know that this is really going to ground me, even though I'm probably going to be like, but that's a different feeling. That's not the ungrounded spiritual feeling. Okay, so I think I can have some tea now. Okay. And if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to have a bite of my muffin because I am hungry, but also I find that food helps to ground me as well. And I do want to share some stuff with you guys, but I just have to be a lot more grounded when I do it. And I know that I'm not super grounded right now because I'm still seeing double. And actually, it's really hard for me to read your comments because I just, everything is blurry right now. And that's frustrating because I have perfect vision. Like I have really, really good vision. And when I can't see, I'm like, what is going on? Okay. So just a little bite skis. Okay. Those are really good muffins. I must pat myself on the back. Okay. Make sure nothing in my teeth. Susie said, no worries. Edgar says, and it's here that we witness Tara turn into the Flash. Dude, that was my favorite show growing up. Was the like early 90s Flash. I was like, I want to be that fast. I would win every track meet for sure. Exactly. Silver stars I could completely understand. Okay, so let's dive into it. I know, like I said, I'm still gonna do a channeled message, a reading. I have a few decks here, which are, by the way, I have my Sugar and Spice Oracle. I have the Saints and Mystics reading cards here. I have another deck that's called the Q deck, but I just keep it in this little pouch. So I will do our messages for the week. And I will get to our special question, which it was kind of, there was no tiebreaker on that one. It was very clear what the special question was going to be from you guys, my Patreon homies, my YouTube members, which thank you guys very much. Without you guys, a lot of this would not be possible. And thank you, because I have a new tripod now. So hey, thank you. Yeah, so I'll get to that, but I feel like I have to tell you guys about at least some of the channeling. Okay, here we go. Just have a little bit more tea. Like I said, I can't tell you, I don't feel I can tell you everything that was in the channeling, just because YouTube is a monitored platform that has a lot of special interests, in it, so like I said, some stuff I say on my channel, I don't care, whatever, shadow ban me, like I probably already am. But some things is like even more red flags for those that don't want certain information spread. So, okay. Where do I start and what do I say? Okay, so I will just say that yesterday James and I were on a little hike. We do a little hike before we have dinner and things like that. Lisa's like, YouTube is a family show. Yes, I don't know what family they're talking about, but yes. Susie's like, yes, censorship for sure. Yeah, so we'll talk in a little bit of code-ish. So we're out on this walk. And you guys know I love to touch trees. So does James. We love to, if you see a tree jumping out at you, not literally jumping, but if it does, hey, take some notice. But yeah, I'm all good with the shadow ban too. Yeah, me too. I'm like, I don't care anymore. But when you find a tree just kind of stands out to you and you're like, something about that tree, I don't know. It's because energetically it wants to share a story with you. It wants to talk to you. So for me, I like to physically touch the tree. Of course, you don't have to physically touch the tree, but ground yourself and tap in and listen to what the tree has to say. So James and I, he pointed out a tree, says something interesting about that tree over there. And I was like, oh, okay. So, walk, walk, walk. We go over there and he holds onto the branch and I hold onto the branch and I'm like, whoa, it's vibrating. Like this tree is literally shaking. Like I can feel it shaking, but it wasn't shaking like the wind is shaking it. Like it felt like it was trembling, like kind of like when an animal trembles. And I was like, what is going on? James could feel it too. He's like, why is this tree trembling? That's interesting. And so then I noticed there's another tree that stands out that's right next to it, and that tree is trembling. And so then we decide we're going to start touching all the trees that are in that vicinity. And kind of around a certain point, all the trees are trembling, but when you get away from that certain point, the trees tremble less. So there was something going on that was kind of within a particular area where all the trees were trembling, and so then I tap in and I'm trying to ask them kind of what's going on. And Dana said, yesterday I was walking at the park and I wanted to touch a few trees. One of them I did. Yesterday it was a tree hugging day. Hey man, I think the trees just had some messages for us. So yeah, you guys go hug a tree, go touch a tree, go listen. They're very wise. Tree people have a lot to tell you. Edgar said, sometimes I just embrace my inner tree hugger and I start hugging trees as long as nobody sees. What? You should totally let them see you. Be like, it's the weirdos that aren't hugging trees. um, so, what the tree said, I don't think I'm ready to say yet about why they were trembling and why they were so nervous. All I could say is that whatever was in the area was meant to look organic in nature. It's camouflage. It's not meant to be seen by anything, but the trees can feel it. So that's why they were trembling, is because something was out of alignment that isn't really Terran and shouldn't really be there. And so they were more than willing to talk. They didn't quite understand it, so I had to do a channeling really to try to figure out kind of what that was, because the trees didn't really know. They just wanted to alert us and say, hey, there's something here. It's pretending to be organic, but it's not organic. Not really. It's like pretend. Let's see, Dana said, that's amazing that you're talking about this. It was such a pull to the trees yesterday. Do totally agree. Edgar's like, nah, I start climbing and screaming like a monkey, but best not seen. Nice. Oh, Silver Star said, trees must be talking because I've been looking into the OEM. Nice. And Susie said, my friend lives there and it is happening there. Wow. Interesting. Oh yeah, like under Taos. Exactly. So I was like, okay, James is like, I have some questions. Let's do a channeling. It was only 8 o'clock. So we're like, let's do a channeling before your, yeah, New Mexico. So I was like, yeah, we have some time. We had like 2 hours before the live chat. Of course, I was a few minutes late, but whatever. It was kind of important. So the, okay, I'm like really trying to figure out like how I say what. um, okay. So there's something there that shouldn't, I guess, is not normal for it to be there. Hence the trees were trembling. But there's 177 of those things spread across the 4 quadrants of our planet. I think I could say that. Yes. And it has to do with the ley lines, and it has to do with how do I want to say, nature's okay, crystals, rocks, things like that. And James was wondering what he and I are doing here. Like, what are we doing on this particular plot of land? Because it was difficult to come here, and then all of a sudden it was like we were meant to be here. So why is it that we're here? And the big JC, Jesus, showed up because I guess he was the one that was best equipped to kind of answer what was going on besides my higher self. And he's saying that you have everything and everyone here at your disposal to help you with what's going on in those 177 sites happening around the world. You guys are not the only ones. There's other people that know about these things, but they're not widely talked about because the ego program likes to shut that down. And whenever people hear about it, the ego program is quick to shut it down, shut those people down, make their lives miserable so they never talk about it again. And so Jesus was like, you can talk about this with people. They may not understand what you're talking about. I mean, they may understand on different levels. Maybe some understand more, some understand less, whatever. But a lot of people are there for you. So you can ask for people's intentions and good vibes to help you guys with your journey and what it is that you guys are doing. And that'll be actually really helpful. So people don't need to understand what it is that you're doing. They don't have to be at whatever level consciousness, but as long as their intention is to help you on your journey, then that's all you need. And I was like, okay. So I was like, what about this retreat that we're supposed to have here? And these people. And they said the people that are meant to come to your retreat are meant to come because they possess within them an ability to understand that place that we were talking about, that place where the trees are vibrating. And you can't describe it to them because they'll never understand. But if they can physically feel it, you can get those people here that would be more understanding of that can touch those trees, feel that energy. Then when they go back to wherever it is they live, they can tap in at any point. But they need to just, for their physical selves, they need to physically just feel it first, and then they can tap into it whenever they want afterwards. So the point of coming to the retreat is for them to heal, yes, connect, yes, for them to find like-minded souls, for them to elevate and, ascend, all of this, yes, like all of these things. But also so they can help on this other larger mission that's happening here on Earth. And I was like, okay. Jesus, like, just so you know that the more you talk about this stuff and the more you're very open about it, the more they're going to tighten that ego program in the both of you. So it will seem like your lives become a living hell. But that's just because you're on the right track. But just remember that as much as there is a negative polarity, there's a positive polarity there to help you. So Jesus was like, you have everything here at your disposal. You have spirits, you have animals, you have ETs, you have, deities, you have everything. Everything that you feel in alignment with is here to help you achieve this, because it's not just you two, it's a lot of people around this world. And if all of those people can come together, it doesn't matter when they come together because time doesn't exist. So Jesus is like, when that time comes, that's that new earth everybody's talking about, actually, by the way, where the ego program ceases to exist. Um, it'll be like what's happening now and what is happening in the future and what happened in the past is all happening at once. All of those keys, aka people, are coming together, trying to release the program together. And Jesus is like, that's all you need. Like, it doesn't have to happen on a particular date or, things like that. Like, it's all happening at once. And so one person can't do it, because James was like, okay, you're Jesus and you don't even have a body anymore. Like, you're in spirit. Why don't you just like eliminate this program? And he's like, I I can't do it myself, really. I mean, I could, but there'd be more room for mistake. And so really, if you look at this particular universe, like there's more universes, by the way, but the problem that we have is a finite problem in a finite universe. And so kind of within this sphere, we have all these timelines happening at the same time, because you see time is not a straight line, right? So time is this sphere. And all of these different entities are coming, energies, people, if you will, coming together like keys to unlock that prison program. That's what's needed. It involves crystals. And two of the crystals that are really good at communicating with each other that can help you on this journey are chlorite quartz and Himalayan quartz, which we don't have here right now. My Himalayan quartz is actually in storage. So I can't wait to get it out of storage. But you take those two crystals and you put them together. They're like brother and sister. And Jesus, like, they communicate with each other very well, and they communicate with all the other crystals around the world, physically around the world, very well. And a lot of the crystals, actually most of them, don't know what's going on right now with that ego program. And so Himalayan quartz and our chlorite quartz is very good at communicating to help kind of wake up those crystals at what's going on in order to help us with our ascension process and our unbinding us process. So there was all that. And then Jesus is like, but he says, in order for you to really achieve what you're trying to achieve and what so many other people are trying to achieve, you have to eliminate your own ego program. He says it's not easy, but people have, he says, in this earth cycle, this experiment, this earth experiment, there's been 24 people who've been able to eliminate the ego. Jesus is one of them. He says, so it looked like he was able to do anything. He goes, I could walk on water, I can fly, I can, transcend death, all this stuff. But the reason it's only been 24 people is because it's very hard. He says, and the ego program is very strong. It's a very sophisticated program. But if we can, he says, if you can push past it, it's going to be very beneficial. Because if you can leave that program behind, you're more able to connect to more people, to connect to kind of one of the bigger missions here on earth. And if other people can do that as well, he says, then yay, you've unlocked the code. Earth is free. And I was like, but that sounds really hard. He's like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is. He says, I'm not going to say the Bible was super accurate, but there was a point in my time, like in my life, physical incarnation, where I had to go out into the desert because I was having a full-on like ego meltdown. He goes, that's actually what it was. He says, I know that I wanted to help people. I had it inside of me. He says, you could have called me a spiritual person. And he says, and I kept saying, I want to help people. I want to help people heal. And he says, and I'm kind of doing all the spiritual stuff. I'm trying to like connect to the earth, and connect to the elements. I'm trying to connect to, source energy, his father, God, the thing that's all of you guys. And he's like, and at a certain point, I was like, I need to remove is going crazy. Interesting that the internet is deciding not to work so well. Hopefully you guys can still see and hear me. Dana's like, me too. They don't want this powerful message to get out. Okay, okay, we're back. Okay. All right, the dancing oracle. Hey, how are you? Okay, so why? Every time I'm trying to just say what Jesus said. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys can at least still hear me, even if it's frozen. So let me know if you can at least hear. Okay. All right. Okay. So he said that he saw the ego program as a foreigner inside his body, and he wanted to get to know the foreigner instead of, let's say, attacking that foreigner like with a knife. Okay, Lisa's looking at the channeled painting of Jesus. All right, dude, tap into that energy, you guys. Jesus is not a religion. Jesus is a powerful energy, just like the 24 other powerful energies that have been and will be on this planet. So you guys tap in however you will. So he wanted to befriend this foreigner, he called it, but it's really the ego program. And so he wanted to know exactly how it was integrated into his body, what it had to do with his personality, what it had to do with his choices in career, basically, and choices in even how he dressed, the friends that he made, all of that. He wanted to see how far this program infiltrated his day-to-day life. And he said that he realized that within the program, that's where a lot of our memories are stored, our earth-based memories of this particular incarnation. And so he said, when you think about your traumas, like let's say you had an abusive father, and he says, you think on it, it's the ego program that keeps the memory of that abusive father there in order to keep you in your trauma. Who knew? Who knew this message would be so hard? Dancing. Okay, your chats are like getting stuck and then they're just flying by really fast. So sorry if I'm not seeing them all right now. Dana says, it keeps repeating, who knew this message would be so hard? Interesting. Okay. All right. I'm going to try this again. So going back to the big JC. Okay, we'll just call him JC. How about that? Okay, so it was glitching at that point. Interesting. So JC, we'll call him that. Found out that if he could remove this friend from himself, that all of this he wouldn't have all this attachment anymore. And so he says, I did go out into the desert. Maybe it wasn't for like 40 days and 40 nights, but I did go out into the desert. And he says, I was trying to figure out a way to get this friend to leave. And I was like, this is not me. This is just a program. And it's storing all of the memories that I've accrued here in this earthly timeline. And he's saying, and I want to be able to look at those memories from an objective point and not from a place of trauma that it is causing the human. And he says, so as I'm like removing this thing, it was scary. He says, I'm not going to lie to you. I was in some pretty dark places. He said, because when you remove the ego program, it's like you don't know who you are anymore, because now your personality is not determined on anything. You don't know anything about the world around you. You don't know anything about physics, because physics doesn't exist because you don't know that it exists. Only the program lets you know that there's gravity. Only the program lets you know that trees look like that. Only the program lets you know that crystals look like that. Only the program tells you what human beings look like. He says that's all the program. Your decisions that you make, all of your memories, the way you interact with people, that's all the program. And when that's gone, it feels like you're floating, he says, in the middle of an ocean and there's no land in sight. It's the scariest thing. He says, and by the way, in that whole time, I didn't eat or drink anything. He says, because come to find out, that's in the program too. He says, but of course, with the program there, if you try not eating or drinking something, you're going to die. But without the program, it's like anything's possible. So he says, when I came out of that darkness, it was like being in limbo. He goes, it's that moment before a spirit incarnates into a body. You're not quite in the spirit world anymore, or the dimension that you come from, and you're also not human yet. He says, so nothing is determined yet. You don't have a personality yet. You don't know what is up or what is down, any of that. It's all gone. And so he said, I was terrified. And every time I wanted to go back to what was familiar, like I want to feel the ground beneath my feet. I want to know that he says, I'm Jesus, basically. I want to know that I'm that. Then I was like, no, I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this for everybody. I need to do this. So he says, I went into that scary place and I stayed there for a very long time. And he says, and when I came out of it, it was like, you don't see anything the same. Nothing looks the same because even your perception, the way you look at things, looks different. And says, let me see. So he was like, he says, so that's why people say I walked on water, or I could, create more bread, that I could, all of that is because none of that applied to me anymore, because it only applies to the ego program. And so he said, even when it looked like I died on a cross, he goes, I figured I had to sacrifice myself in order to get people to listen, because I really just freaked people out. People are like, what are you doing? That's not normal. This is crazy. This isn't real. People don't just walk on water. And he's like, so then it's like, okay, if I sacrifice my body, maybe people will get the picture. He says, and by the way, I felt no pain. And actually I didn't die on the cross. He was like, because you can do whatever you want with the physical body now, because it's not connected to any program. So it looked like I raised from the dead when really I just was playing tricks. And he says, and I want to show people that they can do that too. He says, but if I came back now, he goes, there's so much religion now. He goes, into what I do. They would just think that I was the Antichrist. They would think that I was the devil, that he goes, other people's minds would be blown. What I'm seeing is not true. He says, this is why I'm just kind of here to help other people. And he's like, and when I say, and when other spiritual gurus say, hey, I'm coming back, ascended masters are like, I'm coming back, that's that new earth. That's when the program is completely gone and you can see beyond the illusion. That's when you see everything, spirit, ETs, entities, everything in all levels, all at the same time. So that's what I mean when I say I'm coming back. He says, that he says, I can see the timelines where this can happen. So he's like, I'm here to help. You have everything at your disposal. That's that. Whew. So, like I said, there's kind of more to it, but I think that's all that I think I can sort of safely say here on the YouTubes. Okay, sorry. Okay, now that I go back to your chat, which I haven't really been seeing your chat all too well. So let me go back here. Actually, I missed a lot of your chat. Okay, let me go back here. Wow. Yeah, since we're glitching in and out of the internet, I missed so many of your messages. Oh my goodness. Dana says, I have goosebumps, such a loving, empowering message. Oh yeah, Dancing Oracle was asking if I was part Native American. Yes, I'm part Pima, from Sonora, Mexico. Susie said that's so true. Ego programming. Yes. Edgar's like, sometimes I just want to smack technology. Exactly. Edgar said, meanwhile, I'm working on my book of shadows. Okay, Tara's back on. Excellent. What a lovely day to work on it. Dana loves her some JC. Yep, JC rocks. Dancing Oracle, hopefully you got my answer now. She said, shadow hunters use JC because Claire's brother is Jonathan Christopher. Connection. Well, something that he was telling me, because at a certain point he's like, okay, I think I've done all I could do right now. You can call me later, but he's like, I think you can digest all this information for a while. But he was saying even his own parents, he was like, when I was like, hey, look, I'm free of the ego program. He goes, even my parents still had their ego program. And they were just like, no, you can't share this. Like, don't do this with anybody. Like, you are going to be ostracized. Like, they are going to probably kill you. Like people are really scared of that stuff. He says, well, actually, this is the program that gets people to be the police of that program. Like, to get us to police each other, silence each other, hurt each other, kill each other, to make sure that that doesn't get out. And so anyway, so yeah, he goes, even my own family was like, dude, don't do this. But he's like, yeah, I kind of had to. And the seven, oh yeah. So he was saying the number seven is there's a frequency that's with the number seven. So a lot of things come in sevens. So he says, in order to destroy an ego program, it'll usually always take 7 months or 7 years, and it restarts every time you change your mind. So let's say today, like right now, this second, you're like, I'm going to destroy my ego program. No more ego program. Okay, now you have either 7 months or 7 years to get rid of that program. Then let's say 5 minutes from now, your ego changes your mind and is like, you know what, this is kind of scary. Maybe I don't want to do this. But then 5 minutes after that, you're like, yeah, I want to do this. Now you got to start all over. 7 months or 7 years. Like, what do you want? He says, so you have to be in it. He goes, and it's not the amount of time, because time doesn't really exist. It's just the number 7. So, oh, Dancing Oracle is a life path 5. Interesting. I'm a number 8. I'm technically the strength card, I guess. Okay, so let me go back here. Okay, I'm going to try to put this tripod down now. I guess we kind of work okay in this location of the RV. So sorry for the noises. I'm moving the tripod legs. Give me just a momento here. Un momento, por favor. Okay. Okay. Hey, you got Mr. Diego back there. Okay. Okay. Let's go. A little colder over here. Edgar says there are probably demons in the internet, and Tara mentioned JC. That's why the glitching. Yes. Susa said these are portals for electromagnetic anything. The computer. Oh yeah, I was just trying to get the message out. Silver Star's like, you answered my question about his death. Yes, I was thinking about that. Yeah, for me, it was interesting because he was like, just so you know, he's like, when you transcend the ego program, he goes, it's literally in charge of every human part, or what we think is human here on this planet. So pain, death, gravity, physics, our personalities, our traumas, all of that is tied into the ego program. The ego program wants us to keep us remembering how painful certain things were so that we remain in our traumas. That's why we say, well, we gotta do the healing work. You know, we want to release things, but it can also be very difficult because that program is very strong. And so that when you reflect and remember something, it keeps your emotions in that memory, so it makes it harder to heal. But if that program isn't there, all of a sudden he says he just kind of looked at his life like, oh, that's interesting. Like he remembered stuff, but all of a sudden there was no more attachment to that thing. So it was like, oh, that happened, and that happened, and that happened. And when you don't know about the restraints of Earth anymore, anything is possible. So it's like you can fly, you can walk on water, you can turn blood into wine. Like he says, you know, like all of this stuff, it's possible because you don't know what's impossible anymore. There's nothing inside the head that says that something is impossible. And so, you know, you just kind of do whatever. So then he's like, yeah, he goes, so when I was on the cross, I didn't die, by the way. He says, because you transcend death. So he's able to manipulate the human body however he wants to, because now there's no parameters anymore. So, okay, your chat is glitching, or my chat is glitching here. So it's really hard to kind of see what you guys have been saying. I do apologize. It's been a little weird this morning. Edgar's like, I always said if Jesus came back now, he would die so fast. Yeah, Jesus like, this is not the time for me to be doing that. Alexa, hello. Says, hey, honey, did JC tell you who the other 23 were? He did not. He just said that it was like there's 24 people that in this linear time, this incarnation of Earth, this Earth experiment, there's only been 24. But he says there is a group of 7 men in Turkey right now that live on the outskirts of their community. And he says they're very, very close to eliminating the eco program. He goes, they have lost their families, they've lost their friends, they really only have each other, but they're still kind of taken care of. There's people that still feed them, there's people that still clothe them. He says, but they've gone into the darkness where they have felt that feeling of being in limbo, like you aren't your human self anymore. You're not confined by those parameters anymore. He says they're very, very close. They've been there. They got very scared and they came back. But he says they keep trying to go towards it. So he says they're very close. He says there's a child in Istanbul, which is going to be very close in the linear future, but that child isn't awake yet. So there's, he said that, there's a lot of people trying around this world and not everybody knows about it unless you guys are tapping in. That's why it's so good for you guys to meditate, tap into yourself, tap into your higher selves, because that's the only way you can connect to these other people around the world. Don't rely on social media. Obviously, we see here that the social media isn't very reliable. Whatever you're hearing, just make sure that you go inwards to try and connect and talk to these people, because there's a lot of our homies out there, our human homies that are trying so hard, and they're going into that place of limbo, that place of no ego, which I would say was probably really terrifying. Jesus, like, it was terrifying because, your ego tells you who to be. Your ego tells you that this cup is solid. It tells you that there's tea in this cup. It tells you that this tea does something for me. Even the color of the mug is all ego programmed. The fact that I'm holding it, my ego is telling me that I am physically holding something right now, and that that something is hard. So yeah, without the program there to tell you all of those things, it could be frightening. So I was like, okay. So he says, as much as there is darkness, they would try to stop that. There is light. And he did bring in free will a little bit. He says, in this universe, he goes, although there's more than one universe, in this universe, if you look at it as a finite universe, free will has been hijacked. So the whole ascension process and getting everybody free is also freeing up the free will. He says, because free will really only exists in this little finite universe. He goes, it looks actually really different on the outskirts. And by the way, he says, you can ask for information from the energies and the entities that reside outside of this universe. He says they're not going to help you because they really don't have anything to do with this universe, but they don't mind passing on information. So he said, so know that you can tap into info outside of our universe, get that info to help you here now, but they're not going to really help you. But everything that's kind of within the universe will help you, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm trying to figure all this stuff out too, you guys. I literally just, what time is it? I literally just heard this an hour ago. So I'm just trying to regurgitate most of what I heard. Like I said, some stuff I'm probably not going to put here on YouTube, but I gave you the Jesus, what he told me. So, okay, let me go back here again. The chat is getting real weird here. Oh, Silver Star says, I'm a life path too. Hierophant and temperance. Excellent. Excellent. Says, that's why I said I don't think he died. He ascended. Exactly. That's it. Leor, hello. It says it was 7:01 here when you started talking about the number 7. Excellent. Synchronicities. Dana said, no more mental limits. Fear gets removed from the ego. Yes, or with the ego. Susie says, that's why they gave us cell phones, or we could be telepathic already. Some of you are. They wanted to stop our gifts. Exactly. Keeping everything limited. That's the part. That's what ego is for. Dancing Oracle says, I loved your video on the ancient spirit protecting her land. Anna, yes, actually, you know, I do connect with Anna quite often. I wanted to see if I could do more videos with her, but she's like, no. I gave my message. She goes, I don't mind connecting with you, but she's like, she's not really like, she doesn't want to continue to be channeled for like the masses, but we do have somebody who wouldn't mind. So I'm going to talk about him tomorrow in tomorrow's video. You guys will actually, but my patrons know about him already. Silver Star said, nice to know you got the same message about this. Edgar says, going for sushi, keep going. I'm still going to watch the while I drive. Okay, okay. Have safe travels. Dana said, wow, incredible. Silver Star said, wait, what the hell? It's 11:07. Did time just whack out? Wait, it's 11:07? Really? Holy cow. This is slap me with a silly stick. Wow, my goodness. Jamie, what up, girl? It says hello from Ireland. Sorry, I missed most of the live. From Ireland, from Ire. Oh my gosh. Aringobra. Oh, wow. Dancing Oracle said, it reminded me of Brian's speech at the end of Placebo music video. Hold on to me, remembering we're angels incarnate. Exactly. Dana says, it tells us what good tastes like. Exactly. It tells us everything. So she said, you're amazing, doing so great explaining it. Thank you. I hope I'm back. Okay, so Dana was wondering about Patreon. Can you share more? So yeah, over on, I mean, for my patrons, I could do some more videos if you guys want. But my Patreon link is down below if you guys want to join that, because I do some stuff on there that I don't do here. But basically, I did a channeling on Patreon for just any native spirit here that wanted to speak. And there was two that came forward, and one of them, Mika, which actually means rabbit in Dene or Navajo. And he says he doesn't mind being a spokesperson. So he's like, I have a lot to share from my human experience. So I was like, okay, so expect to hear more from Mika, but patrons, excuse me, got to hear from him first. Susie said, George loved Anna. Dude, Anna rocks, man. Lisa said, Anna is beautiful. Jamie said, I'm working over here until Wednesday. Wow, super cool. That's rad, Jamie. I've always wanted to go to Ireland. Okay, so everybody's saying we're all good. Okay, so, woo! What a way to start off a Sunday chat, right? So yeah, that's basically what I channeled, most of what I channeled. But yeah, just know that we're not alone here. There are so many people around the world that know about these 177 places, which that's the part I can't really talk about, but that's 177 places where they're trying to remove their ego so they can tap into that place. I think that really makes sense. Just like here on the property, there's that place where the trees are trembling, but I can't access it until I remove my ego so that I can help people. So that's going to be quite a journey. I would like it to happen in 7 months or less. That would be great. But I also know that, wow, who would I be without my ego? You know, my ego tells me that I act a particular way. I have my particular way of acting when I hear certain things, certain triggers that I have, all the way I feel about my memories of my family, my friends, situations that I've been in, both positive and negative. Yeah. And Jesus said, by the way, when you look at polarity, there's more than just positive, negative, neutral. There's also quantum polarity. So Jesus, like, just so you know that too. So I was like, okay. So I was like, all right then. Dancing Oracle says, I've handmade a Choctaw necklace I got from a powwow in Oklahoma. Very nice. That is amazing. Actually, this necklace here, I don't know if you guys can see, but this is a wolf tooth. And I got this from somebody who is on one of the reservations in, is he? Actually, yeah, he was in Oklahoma, where I got this from. But yeah, amazing. Let's see. Alexa said, I'm a life path number 9, committed to activating all my gifts and freeing myself from ego consciousness. 7 days and 7 weeks is much cooler. Yes. A dancing oracle says, I also got 2 rings, but I lost mine and I don't know if my ex-best friend kept hers. Interesting. Well, you know what? The physical item may be gone, but that means that you still have the energy of that item for sure, encoded into you. Dana loves the big JC. Yes, the 1s and the 7s. It's 117 where Dana is, 1117 where Liesl is, Laris is 1117. So that probably means it's 1117 probably here as well. Dude, the 1s and the 7s, I'm here for it. 1818 with Liesl. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay then. Woo! On that note, let's actually go into, I think that the special question that you guys voted on, again, my YouTube members, my YouTube public poll, which is on my page, my Patreon homies, they all got to vote. There's a few questions that I posed, and then that question gets answered during my Sunday live chats for those of you that are new. And the question, I think, best aligns with the energy of this week. So let's go ahead and do that. You know what? I might grab one of my decks for this just to kind of play with my cards, you know. Maybe give my channeling a little bit of a break here. But hey, why don't you guys grab your cards and let's look at the special question together, because I think that that's going to help us with our energy for this week and moving forward, and maybe also incorporating what you guys just heard. Because remember, when I do my channeling, this is just filtered through my own higher self and my own point of view. And since I still have an ego, it's getting filtered through my ego program. So that's why I always encourage people, tap into your higher self, do your own channeling, however you do that in your own way, to try to understand what you hear from others and the messages you get from others. Sometimes the way I channel something is different than how somebody else channels it. And because we have different ego programs going on, we interpret them differently, even though it might be the same type of message. So please tap in, you guys. That's why I never subscribe to like gurus really and stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? We all have the info. We all have infinite information because we can connect to each other because we're a collective consciousness. So, okay. All right. Grabbing my decks here, heading back to the sack, into the sun. Woo woo. Okay. 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 All right. And we're back. Dancing Oracle says it's 12:18 AA. Dana said, I love this. Thank you for this amazing and powerful message. I'm just mind blown. Dude, my mind's blown. Dancing Oracle just followed me on Instagram. Thank you. Hey, if you guys want to follow me on the Insta, it's at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. Dana said, this live is an activation. This is how this feels. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dude, thank you guys as well. Susie just drew the create, activate your DNA. That's amazing. Okay, so here we go. The question that was voted on by everybody in the public poll, YouTube members, Patreon members, was, what is the message that Imbolc or Bridget has for us? Hey, Michelle, what up, girl? So because we have that halfway point between winter and spring, well, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, but also it's a halfway point for those that are in the Southern Hemisphere as well. It's just not between winter and spring. So, and I believe it's Lunasa for those that are in the South. But what message can be brought with that, with all these changes, and maybe how it connects to all the messages that we just heard. And also, if you follow Bridget or Brigitte, what message does she have kind of tied in with that in bulk message? So if you guys want to pull a card, you guys want to tap in and channel and do some downloads, you can do that too. I encourage you guys to put that in the chat because I think that just makes the message that more rich when it's you got more voices than just one weighing in on it. Angela, what up? Hello everyone. I didn't miss too much, sending you all so much love. Same to you. Wow. So many awesome homies in here. I'm so grateful for every one of you. I truly am. Angela said, I love the giant bunny plushie. I use plushies in my magic to meditate with my deities and give offerings and hugs and love to them through. That's amazing. That's actually Mr. Diego. Diego is on my bed, but that's Mr. Diego because he's super huge. Susie said, good to see you as well. Angela sending love and hugs. Dancing Oracle said, my great aunt was Irish. Her name was Bridget, but we call her Bridie. Nice. You know what? My mom's mother is Irish, and her mother was actually from, Ireland. They're from, it starts with a K. I don't know. I don't know why I can't remember all of a sudden. Like my memory is just so dead right now. All I can remember is what I channeled. I can barely remember my middle name at the moment. But anyway, yeah, she was Irish, and let me see. Let me go back here. Oh, so what I was gonna say was when I was like just before I was born, my mom wanted to name me Bridget because she thought it was a nice Irish name. And my dad's like, I don't think my daughter's going to come out looking too Irish because, his side of the family, they're Filipino, they're Mexican, they're Pima Indian, like they're, so he's like, I don't know if she's going to look too Irish. My mom's like, well, let's name her Tara. And my dad was okay with Tara because my mom's like, I want to name her after terra firma, the earth. And so my dad's like, oh, okay. And she's like, and it's Irish too. So, but I was almost a Bridget. I really was. And I'm glad they went with Tara because I don't think I look like a Bridget. Dancing Oracle says, my middle name is Margaret. I always thought I got cheated out of a middle name because in Filipino culture, my dad's culture, we don't have middle names, and if we do have to have a middle name on a birth certificate, it's always our mother's maiden name. So my mother's maiden name is my middle name. So it's like I have two last names. So yeah, but basically my whole name transfers to translates, if you take my first and my last name, my name translates to the land of Egypt. So anywho, just a little weird FYI knowledge. Lisa said, my mom is Irish from Cork. Very cool. Susie said, through the eyes of the soul. Cheryl Yambrock Rose. Lisa is using the Mists of Avalon Oracle. It's also a new deck. Very cool. Silver Star has busted out the Orion's Animal Tarot and Messenger Oracle. That is awesome. Angela said, I have Irish, Danish, and Italian blood. You can imagine the tempers that run in my family. Nice. Hey, we get a little feisty over here too. Angela said, Tara is one of the names of Gaia. And Lisa said, it's a lovely Irish name. Dana said, I was almost a Paula or a Danielle. I think Dana suits you. I think Dana suits you much better. Dancing Oracle said, Mom loved Egypt. Dude, I have such a deep connection. Like for some reason, I just love Egypt. And so does like most everybody on my dad's side. Like they don't know why, but they just need to have everything Egypt in their life. Dancing Oracle said, in Irish, my first and middle name, Caitlin Margaret, means pure pearl. That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. Angela said, I love Egypt too. It just enchants me. One day I'll physically go there. I've been there in the astral, but I can't wait to physically go there someday. Alexa said, both my first and middle name mean protector of man unintentionally. My mama Um, Ram named my, oh, so she, oh, named you that possibly unintentionally. I think that was unintentional too, my first and last name together. And then I told my parents, I think it was like, or I told my dad, maybe it was last year, because I didn't realize I never told him. I was like, did you know my name means the land of Egypt? And he's like, you know, I've always wanted to go to Egypt. um, Susie said my grandma was named Margaret. Ah, very nice. All right, you guys. So continue pulling cards if you would like to pull some cards. But what message does Imbolc, Brigitte have for us for this week? And of course, we have Groundhog Day. You know, anybody gonna watch the movie with Bill Murray, Groundhog Day? But anyway, it's supposed to be kind of from an old pagan tradition that if the, what was it? If there's no clouds in the sky, then it was going to be a longer winter. But if it was a cloudy day and there were clouds in the sky, that means that we were going to have an early spring, something like that. And then if for Groundhog Day, it was if the groundhog doesn't see his shadow, it's a longer winter. If he does see his shadow, or no, if he doesn't see a shadow, it was going to be a shorter winter. If he does see a shadow, it's going to be a longer winter. I don't know how that works. That, you know, if it's a clear, like sunny sky, doesn't that mean summer is coming, or winter? Sorry, spring is coming early? So I never understood that. But anyway, so let's see. What does Imbolc have for us? Like I said, you guys pull your cards as well, or if you want to do some downloads, some channels, hey man, share your messages. Angela has the Dragon Fae Oracle. Okay. Silver Star, my mom was choosing between Allison and she named me Heather. I was looking it up. It holds the vibration of 11 with 7 letters. Wow, dude. Susie Drew, a deep secret will come to light. Liesl said, Namu, confidence, opportunity, and self-esteem. You're right about Imbolc. All right. So again, I'm using the Saints and Mystics reading cards. I've been just like really into this deck, even though I don't really subscribe to any particular religion, actually any religion at all. I like the energy of what's going on in the card. You know, if I take the ego and the person, whoa, guess who's on the bottom here? Little Miss Santa Muerte, eh? So Silver Star, the question is, what message does Imbolc or Bridget have for us? So for this week, excuse me. Dancing Oracle said, let me grab my Precious Gems Oracle. All right. Oh, looks like we have our card. Are you guys ready for this? Saint Joseph, divine creation. Who's that he's holding? Is that baby Jesus? That's interesting. Weren't we just talking about the big JC? And wasn't I just talking about his parents? His parents were like freaked out, man. They were like, no, you can't be just like flying around and like walking on water and like miracles. Like people are going to crucify you. Like, and they did, but it's because he allowed them to. Anyway, yeah, I know. Saint Joseph, right? Angela said, hi, Santa Muerte, that card was staring. I was the only one who felt that. Dude, it was, I was like, Santa Muerte just came on through here. Marcus said, tarot card with the Mayan 20 symbols and astrology. Wow. Dana's like, stop it. Wow. Dancing Oracle got amethyst sobriety. Yes. Hey Marcus, how's it going? Dana's like, I'm like, wow. Angela says, was I the only one typing on my phone? You know what? I have a horrible time typing on my phone. But anyway, yeah, the Santa Muerte card, there she is. She was right there on the bottom of the deck, and she's been coming in pretty good here as well, which is why I was burning her candle earlier, is because with her being in charge of kind of the kind of death and transformation that we all go through, because she is kind of like Lady Death, but in the Mictecacewatl is her more Aztec and kind of Mayan form, where her and her husband preside over the underworld. And so if we think of our lives here, she's kind of in charge of our transformation, which could be transformation out of the ego realm. So I think, maybe she wants to kind of help with that too. All right, I'm going to plug my phone in because interestingly, the juice on my phone just got sucked. So I'm going to take my microphone off and I'm going to plug in my phone here. So sorry, we're going to have to go off of a cell phone microphone. Marcus says, I'm fine. All is well. Excellent. No, Marcus is not a bot. Angela said, I got a statue of her accidentally 2 years ago. I don't bar myself from working with any being as long as they don't harm me or those I care about. It's in a white cloak. Very nice. Yeah, anything for our best. Again. There we go. There we go. Dancing Oracle says, I was wondering where my card fits with everything. So, Dancing Oracle, let me go back and see what your card was. The Amethyst Sobriety. Well, when I think about amethyst, it's definitely connected to our crown chakra, which is where our major downloads, our connection to our highest self is coming in. So when we think of sobriety, being very clear of things, so we want a clear channel, right, coming in. And so if we're thinking about Imbolc and a change of season, maybe not just even the change of season, but the change energetically that's going on, something going into the new, we want to make sure that all the messages that we're receiving at this time are as clear as possible. So maybe we want to make sure that we keep our environments as clear as possible, our physical bodies as clear as possible, our energetic forms maybe as clear as possible. But I don't know, that's just kind of what I was getting from your card. But yeah, I think it totally makes sense. Let's see, let's go back here. Lisa says, I've been seeing 33 a lot lately. I kind of associated that with JC. Yes, a lot of threes as well has been coming up. And actually, the thing that I was tapping into was three-sided. So threes was kind of a big thing. Angela says, I've not worked with her though. As I'm researching how to work with her, I want to give her proper respect to the tradition she comes from before anything. And also too, when you connect with her in meditation, just ask her, how do you want to work with me? How can I best honor you? How can we help each other out? So definitely try it in the energetic form too, if you don't, because sometimes it's hard to find anything on the internet, and sometimes the internet is censored. Sometimes, a lot of times the internet is censored. So I would say the most uncensored thing would be to try and connect directly. Silver Star said, OMG, the fox just came out being associated with Bridget. Observe in silence. 6 of Cups have 2 lambs on it. Childhood programs are being addressed, which will lead to clarity and wish fulfillment, which goes along with what Dancing Oracle was saying, that clarity. Diamond says, my PayPal is going haywire by the network. Dude, things are going crazy here too, Diamond. Like, my internet, trying to do this live chat has been so difficult because the internet doesn't want to work. So that's hard. It says Google laid off thousands of employees, not looking good for electronic transfers. You know what? Maybe someday we'll just go into you know what? Actually, how about this? Diamond, do you have my Instagram handle at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot? Go to Instagram and we'll try to work out something there, because right now the internet's a little difficult with YouTube, but go there so that after the live chat, I'll talk to you. We'll see what we can figure out without using PayPal, maybe. Okay, so I think that's best. Okay, so let's see here. Angela said, I got the blue lady. Nothing is impossible. Get out of your own manifestation's way. You are stopping. You need to unbind yourself and free yourself. Get the candles. Do any unbind on anything holding you back, including you don't need to be limited to what's around you. Diamond, I truly do understand, because I've run into this problem before. Like the whole everything digital right now is pretty cray cray. Dana said 3 has been big for me. I've been saying certain things in 3s. It's why I've been saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Awesome. Dancing Oracle said I felt called to pull another card and I got 3. Lapis Lazuli knowledge, Malachite transformation. That's my stone at the moment. And Moonstone rhythms. Diamond said Instagram sounds okay. Okay. All right. Excellent. So yeah, it's at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. All right. You should be able to find me. Okay. So let's take a look at what St. Joseph is saying here. So divine creation. Okay. Okay. So what it was showing me is everything that came before us. Remember that time isn't really linear. Look at time as like a sphere. That's actually what the big JC was trying to show me. Time is like a ball, almost like Earth. It's a sphere. And so whenever anything happens, technically it's all happening at the same time. So if you have all these people activating, no matter when it is that they're activating and that they're dropping their egos and going to that place of limbo where everything is possible, then it's like they're a key. And when you think of a key has ridges, right? And so each person has a different frequency. Sure, a lot of you guys may have 5D souls, some people have 4D souls, some people have 7D souls. You guys are all different energetic beings in a human incarnation. And so if we can get all these different frequencies, all these different energetic beings coming together, and maybe it's not everybody all at once, but it's enough of them, and they come together and they can unlock together that ego program for everyone else, to help everyone else be free of those shackles, so that Gaia herself can be free of her shackles and she can go back to her home. And so JC was saying, if you look at everything as coming from something, like we had a father who had a father who had a father who had a father who had a father, but we don't have to physically be in the presence of that father, mother, father, mother, father, mother for us to be able to tap into that information. Know that it's an infinite line of ancestry of information that both resides within this universe and outside of this universe. And so with Imbolc, treat it not just like a season of a new season, but the season of humanity. That we're all working towards something new, something fresh. And that something new and something fresh is being able to look at yourself in a way that you've never perceived before. As we dismantle this ego program, you guys are going to be able to feel out the world, see yourself, be able to help others in a way that would have never been possible had we held on to this ego program. So that's kind of what I'm getting from Bridget, from Imbolc, from these changes that are coming on, that this is a very, very intense time. Sure, maybe New Earth who knows, may not happen right now, but it's on its way, So, dude, so just, yeah, this is a time for tapping in. So whatever crystals you need to tap in, whatever ceremony you use to tap in, whatever deities you guys work with to tap in, maybe you just connect to your higher self, maybe you guys do work with Jesus, maybe whatever it is, he's saying everything is here for you. Just like there is darkness working against you, there's just as much light that's working with you. So when you want to work with things, make sure that it's in alignment with yourself. If yourself is a positive polarity, make sure that you continue to be in alignment with positive polarities. This is, remember that there's going to be a lot of beings out there that only want to work with you because they have selfish reasons. They want you to kind of do the dirty work for them so that they can kind of take over after that. So make sure that you look at the wolves in sheep's clothing, so to speak, not to rag on wolves because I think they're awesome, but so just kind of looking into that. So excuse me.
All right, let's go back here. Missed your comments. Um, Dancing Oracle said lapis lazuli self knowledge. Sorry, I mistyped. No worries. Lapis is really, I love lapis. I did since I was a kid. Liesel said lapis is sublime. Susie, I gifted some lapis to my son. He really resonates with the energy. Angela said, agreed. I'm working with one of my cosmic mothers that I have yet to find a statue for her energy comes through so clear or clean. I got her a stuffy and plastic toy that matches her stuffy to use as a statue. Nice. Even if you have nothing, you have something to give. Exactly. Silver Star, the Sumerians believed that the spirit of their gods lived within the stone, while the ancient Egyptians saw it as a symbol of the night sky. Since the earliest of times, lapis lazuli has been associated with strength, courage, royalty, wisdom, intellect, and truth. Yes, Dancing Oracle's goddess is Nyx. Angela said, my offering to her was literally just a hug to the stuffy. She accepted it. Amazing. That is awesome. Silver Star said, love lapis, right there with you all. One of my favorite. Dana is actually wearing some lapis right now, and I was looking for a bigger piece. That is so cool. Angela Sinimu reversed, less is more, less is more. Simple is okay. Sometimes your presence is enough. Maybe deities don't want to be bowed to all the time and showered with gifts. Maybe sometimes they just want love like anyone else. That is beautiful. Dude, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. We're going through some big transformational times, and I think that's why, and I'll be open about it, I've had my biggest, deepest shadows come up. And actually, Susie had done an astrology chart for me, and I know Susie that you say you feel bad because you think that it was that kind of triggered some of the shadows, but and partially maybe it was, but I'm saying that that is a good thing. I want my deepest, darkest programming to come to the surface, because if that doesn't come to the surface and I don't know what it looks like, I don't face it, I don't see how scary, controlling, and ugly it is, then I won't be able to fully grasp it so I can get rid of it. So trust me when I say that when my ego, my full ego came to the surface, it was the nastiest, most vile thing I think I've ever seen. And of course, my the ego is going to want to keep me in a state where I associate myself with that nasty, dark, vile, foul mouth like thing, and so I I know that that's just a part of the program to say, look how dark you can be, look how bad you can be, look how awful you can be to yourself and to other people. That's you, that's you. You should feel bad about it. You should go cry about it. You should be like, oh, I'm such a bad person. Like, that's not me. But I did get to see what it looked like. So Susie, maybe you did have a hand in it, and that is fabulous. And I thank you. Thank you so much for that. Because now I get to see it and be like, dude, you're the one that has control of this body right now, sort of, or you think you do. Like, you're the one who makes me feel a particular way when I get triggered by something. You're the one that brings up my traumas. You're the one, holding on to all this stuff. You're the one that's keeping me from my ascension. You're the one that like that is keeping me in a box in this little, you know, uh, little place where things seem impossible. Like, I don't want that. I don't like that. The thing is nasty. I don't want that at all. Like, not to deny my darkness. Yes, that is part of my darkness, but I want to shed light on it so I can understand it so that I can get rid of it. So that's what I want to get rid of, because I know that's not me. In essence, it kind of is me because it's part of my ego program, but also it's not me, and that's the piece of me that's keeping me in a finite space. It's keeping me from truly healing the human being that I'm inhabiting right now, my little vessel. It's keeping me from connecting more deeply to other people. It's keeping me from being on this more grand scale mission with everybody else. You know, I want to help. I want to aid in humanity in any way that I can. I want, you know, like I want to do so much, and I know that this thing is holding me back because it's whispering in my ear, you can't do this, you can't do that, that's impossible. You know, remember when you did this as a child? You don't deserve that. Remember when this happened to you as a kid? No, you don't deserve that. Everything's got to be hard. Everything's got to be da 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 da. No, 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 no. I don't think so. So yeah, it's going to be a battle between me and my ego, as we all going through. But I know at some point I'm going to be victorious. I just know, because that my higher self is a freaking blue avian. That blue avian is going to kick that ego's ass. So it's probably not going to be pretty, but who knows? And I do want that to happen. So, okay, let's go back here. um, do, 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 do. Thank you, Susie. Leora is like, yep, a shadow work, dancing oracle. Precious Gems really wants to talk. I pulled another card and I got Rose Zircon, integrity. I love Rose. Thank you, Susie. Susie saying, we love you so much. Dana said, I have to say the things that are being shared in this live is exactly what I've been seeing and feeling. Gosh, thank you so much for this live. Hey, man, thank you guys for allowing me the space to be able to talk to you guys. Dana said, also ego stuff coming up for me as well. But hey, this is a good thing. I think that although it may be difficult for a lot of people right now, because a lot of the readings I've been doing, some people are going through some shit right now, where like some major traumas, some major issues with people in their lives, and I think people are being shown their biggest, deepest, darkest shadows for a reason. Is to show you what that program looks like, you know. And when you look in the mirror, sometimes you look in the mirror through the eyes of your ego. And if that is removed, you're going to see nothing but light, nothing but, you know, possibility instead of impossibility. You know, when you look at that person in the mirror, you're not seeing all of your traumas, all of your childhood, all of your experiences, your culture, the place you live. All of that is wrapped up in how you perceive yourself. If we can take that away, then what you're looking at is nothing but pure light. You see nothing but pure source energy. And with pure source energy, anything is possible, which it already is, but it's hard for us to see. And so you would have nothing but love for that person in the mirror, because source energy resonates at love. And so sure, you'd still have your memories. You'd still remember what it was like to be a human being. You'd still remember everything, but you're more detached. It's more of a, that happened to the human being and that happened to the human being, and I have nothing but love for them as they went through that experience. Sure, they had some difficult experiences, some experiences they probably wish they rather had not went through, but those experiences are no longer holding that human being back, because now that's all it was. It was just an experience instead of something to relive over and over and over again, which is what the trauma ego program wants to have happen. So let's work on that, homies. Let's do it. I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. Angela, you're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of hugs all around. Silver Star says, this has made me look at things deeper so I can heal it. Shedding light in the darkness. Yes. And you guys have all been helping each other. This is amazing. Dude, yeah, everybody talking about all the dark ego stuff coming up as well. A lot of similar things, and this is because we're all going through it together for a reason. For a reason. We're all connecting with each other for a reason. Silver Star says, my shadow has been saying to delete your channel. So yeah, I have had to say no. I know it's not to be listened to. And Angela said, Melasuni reversed. Love who you are. That is perfect, Angela. We need to work on our self-care, self-love. Don't listen to the shadow brain, ego brain, our trauma brain. You are beautiful. You are loved. Your needs matter. Self-care is okay. You are enough. Yeah, Susie's saying, please don't delete your channel. Yes, you guys, I know when the shadows come up, the shadows want us to keep ourselves small, to say all the nasty, mean things to ourselves so that we feel like we're not worthy, that we're not enough, that maybe we don't have enough light to shine, maybe I don't have the right messages, maybe people shouldn't be listening to me. That is your ego. And there's a reason it's telling you that, is because what you actually do have to share is quite beneficial. It's, you have a lot of light to share, but that ego is going to tell you all the reasons why you're not enough and why it's no good. I say, don't listen to that beesh. Because you guys all have something to share. We, even if some of us come from the same plane of existence, even some of you guys are blue avians, even if we all we have different frequencies, and each frequency has something beneficial to help us on this journey. So Lisa said, Camelot, trust, honor, aspiration, ideals. Yes. Angela said, thank you to Tia, the guy that's talking. I know it's her because she loves the dragon cards and tough rocks. It was tough blank word. She isn't afraid to swear when she feels she needs to. Yes. So, yeah, you guys. All right. I think some big messages here. I feel like, okay, we're gonna change the format of this chat. So we kind of got our message for the week, but also kind of for the season and kind of moving forward. But I feel like let's channel one more time. And then I think we need to do a big healing together for this live chat. So yeah, definitely a different live chat, but you know what? I'm just gonna go with it because because I feel like I had to share a lot of this stuff. And also, this is also why I feel like when I'm doing with some of you guys that are in the chat right now, this video that we're going to be creating together, I think is very apropos for this time. Like it's needed, because each of you, and I wish I could have more, but it would just it would be really hard to, with too many voices speaking. But with each of you, you have something very different to bring. You each have a different frequency, you have a different talent, you have a different way of looking at the ego program, you have a different way of understanding messages and how you relay those messages, that I think it's going to be really beneficial for everybody who comes on here. And even when we post our video, whenever that is going to be, I know that not everybody's going to watch it, especially on my channel, because my channel is a little bit shadow bland, shadow bland. But the energy is going to be out there, and I think that's all that's needed. Even when people don't physically see things with their eyes, because we're a collective consciousness, it's felt. So even what I shared today, even people who don't even know who I am, or that I exist, or that you guys exist, they feel what you're putting out there right now. They feel what I'm putting out there right now. It's felt by the collective consciousness, and I think that's kind of all that's needed, plus more, and we're going to do the more, but let's at least get it out there. So hence why I chose certain people that at least that I know of right now, for that particular thing that we're going to do. And so, like I said, I don't want to give it away, but just know there's a particular video that's coming. Let's see here. Angela says, yes, we are all synced up for sure. Silver Star says, you're all such a beautiful blessing. Yep. And Susie says, they can't dampen your light. No, they can't dampen our light. They can't. They can throw all the ego programs, the illusion, the matrix. They can do whatever they want. But you know, how many Earth experiments have there been? There's probably a reason that there's been more than one, is because the light always wins. So anyway, okay, so let's do a little channeling for you guys. Let me see, I need to get kind of set up on this sack a little bit more here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Angela said, all of you are the fluffy unicorn matrix family. You are magical, soft, and huggable, but not afraid of the shadows. And I love you all. Same, same. Okay. I'm going to tap into my higher self for this one, but I'm going to ask my higher self that any whoever would like to come through for our best and highest good and for our knowledge at this time, come through. I know that I shared a lot with you guys, but maybe there's somebody else that wants to do a little bit of sharing during this chat, at least to put the energy out there. Even the people who aren't here right now will watch in the future or just don't know who we are. Let's just get the energy out there. And by the way, if you guys are feeling any messages, and I know you guys have been posting your messages, but please continue to share them. That's what a live chat is for, is so that we can all come together. Okay? Um, Dancing Oracle said, just like Barbie and the magic of Pegasus, there's always hope. Yes. All right. Oh, Silver Star is having a little bit of deja vu. Well, this timeline probably already went through I don't know how many times. Okay. Okay. Let me get myself in a little space here. Wow, the wind's really kicking up out there. Okay. So I'm just grounding. If you guys want to ground right now as well, double check that your shields are up. Go ahead and connect to that light energy, the sun, source, God, Allah, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm being met with 7 light beings, except that they call themselves Danu. And I don't know if it's the same Danu as I'm thinking of, but we'll just say that. As you already know, you're going through a time of great transformation. With transformation comes vibration and frequency. Vibration and frequency does not know time or space. Thusly, when the transformation happens on your plane of existence, it also happens in all the planes of existences that have ever happened and ever will happen, and all the infinite number of timelines that ever was and ever will be. This is why it is very important to work on not only your own ascension, but the ascension of the whole of humanity, as well as all of its beings. Because in essence, you are working at the same time frame as you would say those that came before in the BCs, then in the ADs. In your time, they always say that the dawn is always at its darkest before that there is light. And so think of this time as the time of shadow, the time of darkness, where it is not quite dawn yet. It is not quite the sun rising over the horizon. Therefore, it is at its coldest. It is at its darkest. Some of you that live in the colder climates may say that temperatures freeze just before the sun rises. Think of this as the frozen period. Some people feel frozen in their life right now. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I think of all of my upbringing, my linear time here on this planet in this particular incarnation. And there is a reason for this feeling of frozen. Is because something is just about to be melted away. Light is getting ready to shine, an enlightenment, so to speak. Something new. And this is a fight within. But we hate to call it a fight because it should be more of an understanding, integration, and then a release. You don't really want to fight with oneself. But it's that particular thing that helps those remain frozen. But then once you release it, all is melted away. The light shines, and you realize that you are always the light from night to day. You always have been the light. The light never was extinguished. It was just hard to see. It was in a place that you could not feel until it was showing itself once again. Everything within this matrix, within the prison, some call it, some is real, some is talking to you, and some is false, if that makes sense. Darkness and those who wish to be service to self and to control others or other entities or other planes of existence don't want you to understand that they don't control everything. They cannot, because there's other polarities. So those other polarities leave signs, they leave symbols, they leave metaphors throughout your existence here on Earth to get you to see, to decode, and to utilize it to your own advantage so that you can ascend. Look at the cycle of night to day. In some cultures, they thought it was the sun that moved. In other cultures, we believe that it is the earth that moves. It doesn't matter what is moving. Take a look at the metaphor. We see a light in the sky. It's bright. You see it helping everything on the planet. Things grow, plants, animals, people. It can be so beneficial. But then that light goes away. There's darkness. I can't see. I feel fear. I'm scared. There's animals that come out at night that may try to harm me. Think of that as the shadow self. And when the light returns, you realize that what you were once afraid of, you can now see it with light. It's no longer something to be afraid of. That animal that you saw in the night, when you see it in the day, seems less scary, doesn't it? This is what you're all going through right now. The sun, the moon, all of these things are trying to remind you of your own cycles. But it's not just the more obvious cycles. It's your spiritual cycles. Everything here has polar opposites for a reason. So you can see the polar opposites in yourself so that you can release more easily. Get to know what is occurring in the night. Get to know what is occurring in the shadow. Let it teach you things, but do not fear it. And when the sun comes, your own sun, you will be more ready to release. Release that fear. Release the unknown. Your vibrations and your frequencies are being felt throughout time because you are feeling their vibrations and frequencies. It is no coincidence why certain deities, certain ascended masters, certain spirits, certain things are coming to you now. Certain interests, the need to make a physical change, and no matter what form or area of your life that may be, it is no coincidence. Embrace that change. Okay. Whew. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Wow, you guys. And as I look, there's 11 people in the chat. Oh my gosh, 11. Oh my goodness. Whew. Hold on. Got a little bit of my tachycardia mixing up again. Let me go back to see what you guys had said here. I missed some of your comments. Susie says, I honor the white wolf is my message. Makes sense to me. Oh my gosh, the white wolf is what guards this place, by the way. Shamanic guides. Angela said, being soft is good, but also be a dragon. Hold close what is precious. Defend your family. With all you have, don't be afraid to set your boundaries. Get your rest, be grounded, but also don't be scared to fly. I know this sounds like a contrast because it is balanced. You are not all one thing, not meant to be chained. You are not meant to be without, and you matter. Keep your heart soft. But sadly, you need armor, claws, and teeth. Set your boundaries. Beautiful. Boundaries are okay. Defending yourself is okay for the right reason. Don't start a fight, but protect yourself. Heather said, I pulled 2 cards from the Messenger Oracle. Let your emotions flow and nurture all you love. Let nature nurture you and those you love. As you're ascending, there's those who seek to quiet you. Do not stop. You will shift. Angela said, sometimes others won't stand for you, but when you find those who have your back, hold them like treasure. Treat them well. Dancing Oracle said, my goddess Nyx says not to be afraid of the unknown. At the night goddess, she is the light of the moon that guides our way in these times of darkness. Trust in her and her many faces. Woo! Angela said, don't be afraid to use the dark for the right reasons, to protect what and who you love and yourself. Wear shadow and light as armor, but don't turn cold and cruel. Be a storm, but don't be destructive. Dancing Oracle said her message is be honest with yourself. And Angela said it's about balanced, not deleting parts of yourself. Susie said, I wanted to add, I feel like there will be false light in March. Yep. Heather said, I have chills big time. Me too. Yes, protection. And Heather says, that happened on my birthday last year. Wow. Angela said, I didn't pull any cards, that all just came out. Wow, that's beautiful. That is amazing. Jess, hey, how are you? Just me. Everybody's saying good morning. Yes, restoring hugs. Thank you, thank you. Dana said, I hopped out and just hopped back on. I can't wait to rewatch to hear the message. William said, thank you. I needed that. Thank you. Lisa said, wow, some incredible wisdoms coming through tonight. Dude, you guys are amazing. This is amazing. This has been, I don't know any other word than amazing chat. Like, okay. I think at this time, I want to do a healing. If afterwards anybody wants to do super chat or super stickers, I'd be more than happy to do so. I know that I told Diamond I'll meet them over on Instagram. We'll try to work out some of the glitchiness. I guess that's working with PayPal. We'll figure something out. But for everybody else that can do super chat or super stickers, let's do it after the healing. And then yeah, so this has been a great chat. Dana's like, oh, me. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's do the healing. And then yeah, and then we'll do super chats and super stickers afterwards. Okay, so for this healing, let's excuse me. Excuse me. Let's have it like my throat chakra gets all kind of gummed up sometimes when I do deeper channelings, but let's have the focus be on giving us the strength in our own light and the lightest source to be able to confront and try to understand how our own ego programs work, so that we can work on releasing them, so that we can advance further in our healing journey and our human journey here as best we can. So again, I just want this to be for us to be able to face those shadows, those biggest, deepest, darkest shadows, which are all just a part of the ego program, for us to be able to face it and to understand it more from, well, that's interesting, instead of, oh, that's me entirely. Because it is and it isn't you. So let's help us to remember our light, help us to remember our strength, our higher selves, who we truly are. So that's what I want for the healing. I want to put that out there. So I ask you guys to join in on it. I know that you guys are all healers in your own way, and you guys are all energy workers in your own way. So let's do that. Um, so let's see, let's go back here. Um, people still saying good morning. Dancing Oracle was asking what the super chat and super stickers are. Those are when people usually want me to like pull a card for them or do just like a mini, like little answering like one question for them. I usually do super chats and super stickers that way. So there's some sort of exchange of energy that we have going on. So through there, you just kind of make a donation of whatever you want or whatever you feel is fair. And then, yeah, I'll do a little personal thing for you. Let's see here. Silver Star says, dang, we're so powerful. Just saying. Yes. 1212, there's that 33. Angela said it's not about deleting it, it's about cleaning up the shadow and befriending it, at least to me. All right. And Susie said the Dancing Oracle, Tara can channel or pull a card. Oh yes, for you with a donation on super chats or super stickers. Yes, well said. Angela said both sides exist for balance. The night sky is shadow, but it is beautiful. And then Dana said, Silver Star, I kid you not, 1212, 1212 came to me just before. Ooh. Susie's typing is getting weak again. Hey, no problem. Wow. Everybody's been getting chills the whole chat. Me too. And yes, Dana, lots of synchronicities coming through. All right, you guys. So let's do this. Let's put it out there. Let's put out that we connect to our truest version of ourselves so that we do not fear the darkness. We do not fear our egos. We do not fear the shadow, so that we can work on our ascension process, our healing for our personal journeys. Everybody's path looks different, but let us not fear what is in us. And Dana said 12 people in the chat. 3. There we go. Okay, so let's remember who we truly are. Let's put that out there. Remember who you truly are. Okay, so however you work energy, however you guys do your healing, however you guys work with energy, however you guys put out the good juju, I ask you all to join in on this. I'll do my energy work the way I do it. Just more centering in on your heart chakra center, not the physical heart, but that center of yourself, which I feel is more the doorway to your truest form, the higher self that usually I see when I look at you guys. So that the human version of you can tap into that highest version of you without fear. And remember that you are infinite, you are powerful, you are healing energy, that you've come here, you've incarnated at this time because you have something to offer humanity. And it's not up to you to see in what form that will be, but just know that it will be offered in the way that you are being led to offer it. Okay, here we go. So imagine your energetic roots coming out the bottoms of your feet, your legs, your derriere. And those roots are diving deep, 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 deep into Mama Gaia. And you're starting to feel her power, her energy, her protection. And you breathe that up through your roots. Let that fill your body, every cell, every organ, every bone in your body, every strand of hair. Let it be felt in every goosebump on your skin. And know that you too are a part of her. And with that energy, we're going to send it up out of the top of our head. We're going to send that energy into source. And we're going to allow that source energy to flow down through our crown chakra, down into our body. Again, filling every cell, every organ, every energetic facet. And you are reminded of what you also are. You are source. You are Gaia. Many of you guys come from different planes of existence, different dimensions, different planets. You are all unique with something to offer this human experience. And we are now focusing our awareness into our heart chakra. Not the physical heart, but that area in which our heart resides. And we come up to the doors on that heart chakra. And we open those doors. And when you look in, you're seeing a reflection of your truest form. You're seeing all the forms you've ever had and ever will have. You're seeing your gifts. You're seeing what you have to offer humanity. Some people have a quantum polarity. Some have a negative polarity. Some have a positive polarity. Some have a neutral polarity. All of these polarities are needed because they balance each other. They help us. Oh my gosh. I hope I hope you guys were able to get the end of that. Wow. That was powerful. Hold on to nothing so that you can embrace everything. Dude, that was amazing. You guys, I felt your energy. I was like, I sure hope they didn't stop the internet. Wow. Oh, wow. That was crazy. Whew. Okay. All right then. Wow. Okay. Okay. Okay, so people are refreshing. So apparently it stopped where they said they ascend, they help lift up. Oh my goodness. Dana's like, OMG. That was, yeah. Wow, I could feel that like right in my heart chakra. Like literally my little tachycardia was acting up. Like my racing heart was like, woo, because that was powerful. I mean, it can be so, I guess, scary to our ego to feel like if I let everything go, that would be scary because all of those things that we hold on to, we identify with ourselves. And if we let it go, the ego would be scared because then how do I identify myself? How do I identify myself without my mother and father? How do I identify myself without my trials and tribulations? How do I identify myself? And the higher self was just coming through and was like, your identity is the all, the everything. It's not just this little finite, like, you know, however many years that you've been on this planet. It's not the whatever 41 years or 50 years or 70 years or 100 years that you've been on this planet, which is like this much. It's the everything. You are everything. So if you can let go of this, then you can embrace this, you know? And that's not scary. So wow, you guys, some people were feeling some pretty intense energy. Dana said you were glitching when you said they ascend, they help lift up. Wow. Angela said Gaia and Tiamat are my cosmic mothers, though they've been close since childhood. people getting dizzy. Dana said, I saw myself as a light being who was huge, and it said I was not male nor female. I was everything and nothing. Dude, that is so cool. Dude, that was an amazing, like, woo, that healing, man. Heather's like, right, just goes to show how powerful group work is. That was so cool. By the way, if you guys are wondering where all those awesome emojis are coming from, those are my YouTube members. So thank you for those who have found a way in any form to help give. You know, some people do it monetarily through YouTube members and Patreon. Some people find ways to share poetry with me and, you know, things. So I appreciate all the ways that we connect. It's amazing. I'm like, woo! Angela said it glitched out completely for a while, but yeah, I still feel the lightning in my veins from the energy earlier. Dude, this is so cool. All right. On that note, I'm wishing you all a wonderful Sunday. If some of you want to still stick around because you would like to do the super chat or super sticker donation so that I can pull you a card, maybe I'll pull from these cards, but also, I mean, it's mostly kind of channeled, but which, by the way, I have a new offering in my shop. I offer specifically specifically channeling. So those that just want a straight channeled message, no cards, like straight whatever it is you want me to connect to. I'm getting better at it. You know, I wouldn't say I'm like a super pro. I want to say that I'm always learning and I'm always growing. So I never want to say I'm a pro at it. But I can connect to a lot of different energies. For the readings, I won't connect to any low vibing energies, like low polarities, just to kind of protect my energy for now. Not that I never do it, but I mean, just like for readings for people. So check out the channeled reading in my Etsy shop and my website, kittenswaitsandtarot.com, if you're interested in that. So I just want to kind of put that out there. But okay, super chat, super stickers. So some people I know were kind of sticking around because they wouldn't mind doing a super chat or super sticker. Again, it's just a donation for a little reading, which will be kind of a card pull, but also kind of a channeling. So okay, so everybody, Dancing Oracle said, blessed be everyone. Lisa's still kind of coming around. Dancing Oracle added an extra message if you didn't see. Oh, let me go back here then. For I didn't see, actually. If you want to post it again, Dancing Oracle, I could read it out. Because my, Silver Star's hands are on fire. Mine are tingling, dude. So yeah, Dancing Oracle, my chat is not doing the best. Like I can't really see it all. So if you wanted to repost it, I'd be more than happy to read it out. Long hair, skinny eye toe, what's up? And Dancing Oracle says, Terra means earth. Yes. Dana, thank you so much. All right, so Dana, let me know what your question is. I'll pull a card / channel for you. Oh, something else just popped up. Liesel has been a member for 8 months. So hey, I'm gonna have to do a little card pull / channel for you as well. Thank you, Liesel, for being amazeballs. Which, Liesel, by the way, I tried to, I didn't know your email or how to contact you on YouTube. So I tried to contact you through a comment that you made on one of my channeling videos because I wanted to ask you a question about something. So, Liesel, if you could email me or, you know, Tara at kittenswaitsandtarot.com or go to Instagram at kittenswaitsandtarot because I just want to, there's something I want to run past you and I don't know if you're interested, but I want to ask you. So, so anyway, but that's for Liesel. Okay, so we have Dana, we have Liesel. Dana would like a general message. Okay, I felt a lot shift recently. Okay, Dancing Oracle said, Nyx wants us to have hope in these times of darkness, and those who need hope the most are the earth signs. Dana said, thank you so much. Hugs to all that need of a little hope from Angela. Silver Star, member for 7 months. Thank you. All right, be more than happy to pull a message for you as well. All right, let's do this. Okay, so she is alive. Okay, your little kitty cat Gypsy. For sure, I will take a look-ski. All right, so let's go to Dana first. Then we'll go to Lisa. Any higher being got anything for me? For sure. And then we'll look into Heather's kitty cat. Sure. Okay. All right. Yeah, Dana pointed out Silver Star, 7 months, the number 7 coming back around. Okay. All right, Dana, let's see what we have here. Love the number signs. This is, oh, okay. Okay. Your card just kind of flew out all willy-nilly. So Dana, let's see what this is. Take action. Take action. All right. Okay, Dana, what's coming through, and I don't want to interpret it too much because I believe that's more meant to be up to you and filtering it through your own higher self. But I do know that you work with herbs, and there are things that you create. And there's a particular flowering plant that's asking you to connect to it at the moment, not just for its earth-based abilities, but more for its energetic ability. Because this is going to help you again with this next step that you're taking, this action that you're taking. And since you connect so deeply with your plant and animal allies, this plant would like to be another one of your allies to help you on this journey. So you can call it whatever you wish. You can call it a deity. You can call it whatever. The plant doesn't mind what you call it, but it knows that you've had an interest in it at the moment, and for you to really start tapping into it beyond its health benefits, really tap into its consciousness, because that'll help you with the direction of where to take this next step. Because I know that you like creating things, but maybe it's a more fleshed out next step, instead of just taking a leap into the void and saying, well, I know how to do this and I know how to do this and I kind of like this, here's the leap. This plant wants you to tap into it so that you have a clearer vision of what that leap could look like as it involves plants, herbs. Let's see, let's go back here. Angela said, I feel Tiamat's energy a lot. She wants us to be a little braver, approach kind energies that look a little more like salt or may not be our usual type, with a little less worry, and see if it leads somewhere. Maybe it won't go anywhere. Maybe you'll get a lifelong friend. The spirit doesn't see color. We see you. Dana says, I've been working with roses so much lately. Nice. Angela says, try and look at spirit as openly as possible. Susie 1133. Dana's like, oh my gosh. Katie, hey, says, I just read the comment on Nyx. I've been having troubles with sleep and thinking of connecting with her. Hey. Silver Star says, pulled a card actually, but I didn't mean to. Do not fear the unknown. And courage came out. Yeah, Dana, I love roses as well. Susie loves roses. It's that Magdalene energy. Dana says, I've been thinking of using roses in some elixirs I want to make. Dana said, Magdalene is with me always. Wow. This is amazing. So Dana, definitely connect to that rose energy. So whether it's the Magdalene energy, whatever you want to name it, it doesn't mind what you want it, what name you want to give it. But it feels like, well, if it is Rose, then Rose is going to be the one to help you to kind of flesh out that next step. Since you are so connected to the herbal kingdom and their frequencies and their energies, you know, just beyond, like we said, the physical health benefits. Wow. And then Katie was saying, hello, for sure. I just love the energy of Nyx. Call on hypnosis too, or hypnos. Yeah. Dana's like, thank you so much for all of this. Thank you, Dana. Thank you. This is amazing. Dude, I, by the way, these are roses on the back, just in case you were wondering. That is so cool. All right. And then my homegirl Lisa, who's been a member for 8 months, which is also the sign of infinity and eternity. Wondering, any higher being got anything for you? Okay, let's look into this. Oops, let me go forward in the comments. I went a little too far back. Dana just bought red roses, and Angela said, I love roses. They're so pretty. And Hypnos is Thanatos' twin. Thanatos is death. Hypnos is sleep. Both share the poppy flower as a symbol. Very cool. All right. Lisa, any higher beings? Got the messages for you. Dancing Oracle, my favorite flowers, sunflower and cherry blossom. I love sunflowers. Cherry blossoms are just so delicate and beautiful, and yeah, love it, love it, love it. All right, Lisa. Oh, Lisa, show your true self. Well, let's tap into who this might be. Katie said, I love to hear if Persephone and Hades, my patrons, have anything to say. Poppies are gorgeous. Dude, yeah, for sure. Okay, Lisa. And by the way, those that are just popping into the chat, I have super chats and super stickers. So those are the little donations for people to get a card pull. So that's what I'm doing right now, is the super chats and super stickers, just in case you are interested. But our homegirl Lisa has been a YouTube member for 8 months today. The number of infinity. Okay, diving in. Okay. Lisa, I don't know how well you connect to owl energy, but I was seeing again that number 3 owls. And when owl was coming through as an energy regarding the path that you're on right now, wow, the wind's getting really crazy. Owl was saying, look at how people perceive the owl as something that they think is awesome, but also something that they don't mess with, something they haven't quite figured out. You know, does its head actually spin 360 degrees, or is it just 180 degrees? There's a type of mystique about the owl. The owl is silent when it flies. That's what makes it a better predator. And so there's something about the owl that people are like, oh, owl is great, I think it's cool. But also, I don't know, I don't mess with owl because there's so much about it I don't understand. But think about what the owl represents. The owl represents knowledge, does it not? And so oftentimes, as human beings, we respect knowledge, but we can also fear knowledge. And so as you connect to yourself, as you are connecting to your higher self, as you are receiving your downloads, know that the more knowledge that comes through, whether you understand it or not, is something to be respected, even if the knowledge may appear dark or the knowledge may appear light. It is still something that you need to respect. And also respect the fact that you were able to bring down this knowledge. Don't shut yourself off. But also know that there's nothing to fear in knowledge. That's something that we're hoping people move away from, is that knowledge is somehow scary. If I have a little bit too much knowledge, that might be a little scary. or I'm scared of what knowledge that being or that person may have, that energy may have. And so if you're having trouble decoding particular knowledge coming through to you at the moment, which is in direct correlation with yourself, call on the energy of Owl, the keeper of wisdom, of knowledge, to help you to decode it in a way that blocks any fear the ego may have or any trepidation the ego may have about that particular knowledge. Connect to the Owl of 3. Oh, wow. Okay. Sorry, my eyes went a little blurry again. So let me go back to what you guys were saying here. Dancing Oracle said, if you guys are interested, maybe you can help me pick out the perfect lipstick for my upcoming concerts. I'd go with red. Wow. Katie, thank you, thank you. Would be super happy to pull a card / channel for you. Just let me know what your question may be. Susie said, Lisa, I drew twice for you. Climb the spiral ladder one step at a time. Maybe it means something. And there's an owl on this card. Wow. V, what up, girl? Long time no see. How are you? Diamond said, Tara, what are your P.O. box? Send you money or nothing working. I actually have that in the information box down below. My P.O. box is at the very bottom. Dancing Orca said, owls are the symbol of Athena, goddess of wisdom. Good show. Thank you, Diamond. Lisa said, owl of 3. Yeah, I will. Okay. Dancing Oracle says, that's the problem. I have a lot of reds. Okay, Dancing Oracle, the type of red that I like is an orangey red. So if you have any orange reds, I would say that's just my opinion. Silver Star said, I had a few cards for you too, Lisa, the star, allowing the information to flow through you without judgment. You have the means to discern. Be patient with yourself and allow the wisdom to flow. Katie's looking for a lovely general message, trying to see if Freya might be a good goddess for me to work with too. Any messages would appreciate. Okay, excellent. All right, Silver Star is next, and then we'll have Katie, I believe. Let me just go back and make sure I'm not missing anybody. So Silver Star, who's a member for 7 months, we're gonna take a look into Kitty Cat Gypsy. Okay, so we're gonna take a look into Gypsy. And then Katie, let me go back to where Katie was talking here. Okay, so general message. Okay, but asking about Freya. Okay, all right. So yes, cats are the best. Okay, so Kitty Cat Gypsy, Heather's kitty. Any message that Kitty has? Okay. We have indulge a little. Ooh, look at all those sweet treats there, Heather. Okay. Okay. Kitty Cat was coming through, little gypsy. And it was a couple of things, but I think this is the most important one first that comes after this one. But just saying, sometimes when your own ego, as you know, we all have, comes up in fear of certain things, worrying, more in the form of worry. I worry that if I did this, it's going to have negative repercussions. I worry that if I said this, I can, you know, it's irreparable what, you know, happens afterwards. I worry, worry, worry. And sometimes Gypsy says, sometimes you transfer that worry onto those around you. You start worrying for them because you worry for yourself and for your own life. And so sometimes you worry for your significant other, you worry for your child. And Gypsy saying, sometimes you worry for me where there doesn't need to be any worry. Are you feeling okay? Are you still hungry? Are you too hungry? Are you, well, is something wrong? Are you feeling sick? There's this worry. Did you hurt yourself when you jumped off the table? Are you okay? And the cat's saying, I'm just doing my thing. And sometimes when you're worried about, or your ego, I should say, not truly you, but just the ego portion, is in a worry mode, you tend to think that there are problems where there aren't. And so Gypsy's saying, sometimes I have no problems. I'm just doing my thing. I'm lounging around, basically indulging in life. I get to inhabit this form, and I'm going to embrace everything that this form entails throughout this incarnation. And so this is a wonderful time to take a look into how many times you've worried about something, the ego is worried about something, when there was actually nothing wrong. But the ego was trying to create something wrong because it was connecting to a past trauma or something that was in need of being healed. Let's say you are worried about my health. Is Gypsy doing okay? She looks a little sick. She's not eating or eating too much. Let's see where that worry is coming from. Health. Go back, 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 back into your teenage years, into your childhood years. Where does the trauma of health come from and stem from? And when you find that core, the seed of where it's coming from, then you'll understand where the worry was coming from in the present moment about my health, when actually my health was just fine, but you're placing the worry on me because that shadow was coming up. So this is nothing to be ashamed of, because although the ego just does its thing, it just worries or whatever it does, the higher self can recognize what's going on in that program. And that program is trying to run itself. It's trying to perpetuate itself. And so it needs to find a problem because it needs to feed that trauma so that the trauma never leaves. And so that trauma is trying to find a problem within me, but there's nothing wrong with me. So it's trying. I'm worried about you. In order for there to be a problem so that the ego can feel justified in that worry, if that makes sense. And so that trauma can continue to feel like it's being relived over and over and over again. So Gypsy's saying, so next time you feel worried about me, know that perhaps there's really nothing wrong. There's nothing to be created that's wrong. But your higher self will be able to figure out where that worry is actually stemming from so we can nip that little trauma in the bud. All right. Okay, let's see. Let's go back here. Superstar said, welcome, babes. Yay. Susie said, Heather, I drew Seek the Wisdom of Your Shamanic Guides and Sacred Journeys Pilgrimage for you. Diamond just found my Instagram. Yay! Thank you. Dancing Oracles, the closest to orange red I have are Caramel Latte, Raspberry Rush, Coral Rise. Ooh, Coral! Coral sounds cool. Katie says, you have a very wise cat. I think so too. Oh, Diamond, do you have family in Maricopa County? Hey, I just moved out of Maricopa County. I'm in Navajo County now. So the P.O. Box in Arizona, it's down at the bottom. It's 3443 Sholo, Arizona, 85902. But like I said, if you go into the information box below this video, I think it should still, it should be there because I think I put it there before this live chat. But go all the way, scroll all the way to the bottom, and it'll say, want to send me some snail mail or something, and it has a little, the Sholo address. Oh, thank you, Susie. Oh, there you go. And then Silver Star said, yes, caretaker of everything around me. Breaking this pattern has been hard. This makes perfect sense. I'll keep working at it. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, little gypsy. Oh, thank you. All right, Katie, you said you were looking into, you said Freya. Freya maybe is reaching out to you. You're wondering, like, are you guys going to be working together? Like, maybe how you guys be working together. So, Freya, let's see. Katie and Freya. All right. Whoa, I think there's your card. Ooh, definitely Freya energy for sure. Self-reliance. Because when we think of Freya, we think of a quite the independent energy there. No holds barred. Okay, Katie. All right. All right, Katie. So as Freya was coming through, Freya was connecting to something that I'm currently working on in order for me to relay it to you, because it's the same thing that you're working on, which is no coincidence, because if we're all one, we probably often share our own journeys with each other and we have a lot of synchronicity with each other. And so one of the things Freya would like to help you with at this point in time, kind of the same thing that I'm working on, is when you are presented with a problem, let's say the disposal in your kitchen stops working for whatever reason, and you go to turn it on, it's making all kinds of weird noises, but the disposal isn't working. And Freya is saying, due to your programming, which remember, we're all trying to deprogram ourselves, so never feel ashamed about your programming. It's just, we're all working on healing it, right? So healing is just healing. No need to feel ashamed about anything. But your programming is that if something goes wrong, Katie needs to go seek help immediately. So instead of looking at the garbage disposal and saying, well, let me turn off the power and, let me see if I can get down in there. Maybe there's like a fork or something stuck in the disposal. Maybe there's a large chunk of food or something, or maybe let me get in there with a flashlight and I'm gonna look down in there. Freya is saying sometimes the first instinct, which has been kind of pumped into you by the people that loved you most, is if you have a problem, ask for help as soon as you can. Except Freya is saying, although this can be empowering and disempowering at the same time. Empowering in that we should ask for help when we need it, and you shouldn't be afraid of asking for help. But we shouldn't overuse the asking for help, and that we disempower ourselves, teaching ourselves that we are incapable of solving problems, that we are incapable of connecting with our highest self or with our own earthly intelligence in order to figure out a problem. It prevents you from doing that. Freya is saying, sometimes it stems from those who taught us immediately ask for help, because in the flip side of that, if you were to try to figure it out, and let's say you couldn't figure it out, sometimes people will feel bad about it. Oh, I wasn't smart enough to figure it out. So in order to save us from that feeling that we could possibly not be able to figure it out, thus feeling bad about ourselves, we'll immediately ask for help from people that we feel are smarter or better than us. So Freya is saying, again, it's okay to ask for help, but look at the intent and the energy behind it. To look at others as more intelligent or better than us, then you're saying to yourself repeatedly over and over, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I don't have what's needed to help solve this situation. And Freya says that's not the energy we want you to be in. If everybody has something special to give, then nobody is higher or better if we are all one. Freya says, I'm very good with this particular type of energy, helping you to build your self-confidence. so that when you do ask for help, it comes from a place of, I would like to bring in other minds in this situation so that we can work together, whatever the situation may be, instead of, I'm not good enough in tension, therefore I'm finding somebody that I think is better than me. Freya says, this is where I help you stand in your power. I'm very good at this, and this is why I've come at this time. Let's work together in a way that is comfortable for you. I work differently with everyone. Some people create grandiose altars to me. Some people just connect to me in meditation. Some people have statues. Some people give offerings. Some people don't. It doesn't matter how we connect to each other, but the fact that we connect to each other. And if you'll allow me, I do have this knowledge to help you stand in your power. And the more you look at problems and say, well, you know what? Let me try to figure this out myself first in the best way that I can, in all the ways that I can, as openly as I can first. And then we find out, well, I tried all the ways and maybe I need to bring in some other help in this. That's the energy we want you to be in, because that actually builds your self-confidence, because you say, I know that I was worthy enough to try to solve the situation first. And then we brought in help, and that's okay too. And then we'll solve it together. All right. Okay. All right. Woo. Katie, my goodness. Okay, see, let's go back here. Susie says, Katie, I can relate in my early years. You got this. Dana said, wow, great message. Whew. Dancing Oracle, I have a friend who lives in Tucson. Is that close to you? Tucson, actually, we're thinking of going to the Tucson Gem Show. I don't know, we're still kind of talking about it since Tucson is going on right now. But from here, I think it's a 2 to 3 hour drive from me, Tucson. I mean, because I'm kind of out in the boonies, so it takes a little while to get to a road. Katie, you're very welcome. Dude, Freya energy just coming in like booyah. That's amazing. Yeah, and like I said, that's definitely something that I'm working on too. So that's why I think that's why she was trying to relate it to myself first so that I could help pass it on to you. Katie said, so accurate. This is very much in alignment with trusting what I receive from spirit and always looking for immediate validation. Nice. Well, dude, well, the freaking man, this has been one heck of a live chat, let me tell you. All right, guys, so thank you so much for allowing me to come on here, hang out with you guys, share, without any sort of, blocking myself, except for the few things that I probably, like I said, I don't mind talking to you guys individually off of social media, because social media being what it is, certain things just probably can't talk about, but I try to talk about what I could. Yeah, Susie, thank you. Katie said, and tolerating the discomfort of the unknown. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Yes. To everybody who did a donation today, super chats, super stickers. I thank you so very much. Diamond was able to find me on Instagram, so I'll talk to you over there. This has been great. And I love all the messages you guys had, everything you guys had to share. Feeling your energy during that healing was amazeballs. That was, wow. Dancing Oracle says, this is the best live I've ever been a part of. Silverstar, love to each of you. Have a beautiful day, darlings. Yeah, you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a beautiful week, a beautiful Groundhog Day, Imbolc, or Lanasa, depending on if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. A great change in season, and just your changes that are going on in your life in general. And remember that we're all literally, not just saying it as some sort of catchphrase, we're literally all in this together. We are, as a collective consciousness. There's a reason really difficult things are coming up for us right now. Like I said before, it's because we're we're growing. It's the growing pains. We're releasing, we're healing, and know that you can reach out to any of us. We're here to support each other. Yes, we have some stuff that we're working on ourselves, but again, when you feel like you need a helping hand, reach out. That's what we're all here for. You have my Instagram. I know a lot of people here are on YouTube, they're on Instagram, they have emails. Reach out. So thank you guys. All right, Lisa, yes, I look forward to hearing from you because, like I said, I have a question. Leora said, this is great. Thank you. Thank you. All right, you guys, I will catch you next week then. All right. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.